Ah, YouTube, my blessing, my curse, the possible cause of the radicalization and dumbing down of a significant number of right-wing conspiracy theorists. A new study from scientists at UC Berkeley has found that despite promises to do better, YouTube still has a problem with recommending conspiracy theory videos way too often to the average viewer, trapping them in an echo chamber where a percentage of people will surely become radicalized. The researchers spent more than a year looking at more than 8 million recommendations. Those are those little thumbnails that you can see off to the right of your screen, at least until YouTube's next redesign, after which I'll just be pointing to nothing. Or if you're watching this on Skepchick or Patreon, I guess I'm still pointing to nothing. But look, you've seen a video on YouTube. Stop acting dumb. You know what I'm talking about. The researchers found that at the end of 2018, YouTube was recommending conspiracy videos up to 10% of the time. In the spring of 2019, the company promised to fix its shitty algorithm to stop pushing audiences to watch that garbage. Sure enough, at that point, the researchers found that recommendations dropped down to about 3% by June. So mission accomplished, right? Well, it was a good start, but over the rest of 2019, they found that the recommendations once again sharply rose up and have fluctuated pretty wildly ever since. The researchers point out that YouTube didn't do all that it could to remove misinformation because of what the company has decided to consider conspiracy theories or pseudoscience. Recommendations are down for things like flat earthers and 9/11 conspiracy theorists, but they continue to flourish for misinformation regarding climate change and evolution, and even things like QAnon and Pizzagate conspiracies, which the researchers note were described by the FBI as very likely to motivate some domestic extremists to commit criminal, sometimes violent activity. So this research shows that YouTube has made an effort, but it also shows that they could make much more of an effort. I will note that this paper is not without its problems. For instance, by necessity, all of their data on recommendations came from a logged out account. A huge part, though, of YouTube's algorithm is based on collecting data about its users and recommending unique recommendations just for them. That's part of the researchers' overall point here. The public can't be assured that YouTube is actually doing all they can to stop the radicalization and the weaponization of their own platform if they continue to hide how their algorithm works and make it as hard as possible for researchers to study it. I want to point out that as a skeptic, I'm actually really at risk of these positive changes negatively affecting me. It's great if YouTube's algorithm is recommending conspiracy theory videos less, but it's not great if it can't distinguish between a video that promotes a conspiracy and one that refutes or questions it. For instance, I've now made 3 videos discussing the science and myths of COVID-19, or coronavirus, and all 3 have been demonetized, which also means that they're being recommended less. As a test, I even asked for one of them to be reviewed, and they came back and said, nope, you don't get any ads still. And back in 2018, YouTube completely removed my video debunking the idea of crisis actors, which is the conspiracy theory that people aren't really dying in these large-scale terrorist attacks. They're actually just pretending to be dead. YouTube claimed that my video included predatory behavior, stalking, threats, harassment, bullying, or intimidation, though I hadn't even mentioned any conspiracy theorists specifically. They claimed that the video had been flagged for review with no explanation on whether that was due to user reports or their algorithm, and then deleted after review, which implies that a human watched it. That could not possibly have been true, but my only hope was to appeal the decision and then wait weeks for them to reinstate the video, which, to their credit, they did eventually do. So with these blanket bans, YouTube is actually disincentivizing science communicators from doing really important education about topics that people want to know more about. Is it worth cutting back on misinformation if you're also cutting down on true information? What if the only videos about a topic that still sneak through that ban are the ones made by people who are purposely trying to evade the ban? Honestly, if they really do have humans on hand to review videos before they're removed, demonetized, or limited in recommendations, I would be fully on board with them increasing the number of topics that they crack down on. But then we get to this problem that we are expecting YouTube to have higher standards than, for instance, the History Channel, a mainstream cable network that regularly gives a platform to the idea that ancient Egyptians, for instance, were too stupid to build the pyramids, so it must have been aliens. And when it comes to climate change, the president of the United States thinks it's a Chinese hoax. So we'd be expecting YouTube to censor him if he uploaded a video on it. And don't pretend that that's some far-fetched idea that Donald Trump would upload a conspiracy theory video to YouTube. The only thing stopping him is the fact that he's too fucking stupid to figure out how to do it. So really, I'm glad that this report backs up what YouTube has said, that they did manage to reduce the overall number of conspiracy theory videos people are watching. I hope that they keep working on it and at least make an effort to help more researchers learn about what's happening on their platform before we have yet another QAnon mass murderer in the news who was radicalized on YouTube.